That tire I killed on a rock.
Alright. Welcome back. We're out here on another project, a little one, doing some cleanup behind a developer, a builder, Premier Development. They come through and just basically blow a hole in the ground, set a house down, and then leave a gigantic mess. So piles of rocks everywhere, piles of dirt everywhere that all need to be kind of leveled out and in the most natural way possible. So this is all these boulders you see down here were part of it. They were all scooched to the lower property line, so I gathered them up and scattered them around. Placed a couple big guys here in the front, and we are going to be placing some chunky gravel, 6" minus, in certain areas along this walking path and all that, and out back. And then we're going to be placing mountain blend for a 3-foot walking path that follows that chunky gravel around. So place these great big guys here. Did some grading back on the back part of the house here. Place that boulder by the AC unit. Place that great big boulder. That's the house lizard. It's here every day. Seen it multiple times. Place this great big boulder and did some grading and some dirt work back here to try and get the drainage from the roof to go in a more productive way. So I've got some stairway block. I'm going to makeshift a little stairway in there, but the real reason for this video is we're basically up on the mountain. Pretty sweet spot up here. I don't live too far from here, maybe a mile, so I get a fair amount of this work locally, but the situation is I can't get the chunky gravel up here. The driveway's pretty narrow, there's nowhere to turn around, not a lot of access for a big dump truck, so I had to drop it down on the street below. And rather than going bucket by bucket with a skid steer or something like that, I'm gonna do this with my little trailer, because it's pretty specific. I'm not just gonna be able to dump gravel and get out of there. It's got a specific placement. So I'm gonna load this thing full with this mini and then drag it up with the mini and then scoop it and dump it where I need it, bucket by bucket. But to do that, I've got to, you see, if this was my hoe, I'd just weld a 2-inch ball on that blade somewhere and call it a done deal and just hook the trailer on. But because it's not my hoe, I'm not going to be able to do that. So we're going to have to do something a little bit redneck here, some redneck engineering, using my best redneck ingenuity. So in other more diverse parts of the world, there's a specific phrase for that, and N-word rigging, nagger rigging, I think it's called nagger rigging. We're going to nagger rig this trailer to this cutting edge with a chain and a come along. If I had a binder, proper binder, I'd just bind it on. But anyway, you'll see what happens. Maybe it'll be a fail. Alright, so here's what we got. 1/2-inch chain, come along, hooked on with my receiver hitch in a really, it's a primitive setup here. But we'll see how it works. We'll see how well it holds together. How well it pulls a load up the hill, so I'll check back in.
Okay, well, here we are going down the road. Going down's the easiest, obviously. And I could end up in a real big mess here. It's possible. Drop this trailer, load it with rock, crash it down this hill, something happen. Who knows? Anything's possible. So we'll just have to hope for the best here. Definitely not in a position to screw it up. If this doesn't work, I'll just hook onto the truck and drag it up that way, even though it'll be a little bit harder, more work, because I'll be in and out of the machine, wandering the machine down, that sort of thing. But we should be all right. We should be all right. I have some amount of confidence this will work. A slight, small amount of confidence. I'm slightly confident. I'm mostly confident that this could work. And we'll know. We'll know. I'll go light load first and go from there, see what we can come up with. A second load of chunkies here. Just showed up. So we'll see how it goes. Interstate Rock Products, bring him a chunky. See if I can get turned around this corner here. Oh yeah, that stuff's pretty big. We'll see what we can get done here. Okay, so here we are again. I'm gonna choose to pull it up the driveway rather than push for some reason, and we'll see how it goes. I may end up switching to pushing up the driveway as this evolves. We're in the preliminary stages here, and I don't know how this is gonna go. It's hard to tell. So I want to just sort of feel it out. Sort of just feeling it out. We'll see what kind of trouble I can get into here. I already see the chain stretching a little bit. If that come along gives away, we could have ourselves an interesting time. I think the come along is going to be the weak link. You know what? I am going to push it up next time. I'm already kind of liking the feel of that over this goofy thing I got going on right now. So seems to be doing all right. We'll figure it out. I do feel like the push at this point will be a little bit more controlled. Well, it's pulling just fine. I just got to be smooth with the levers, and I'm not using my feet because, you know, I don't know why. I should be using my feet. Oh boy. Ooh, we got a good yank on it there. Got a good yank on it. We'll see how well this goes. It's just a light load, like I said, because I need to be able to not crash. You know what I'm saying? Not crash it. I'm gonna just pull past and then I'm gonna push. I'll push it up in, and then, you know, we gotta figure this out. This is the preliminary attempt. This is a beta version here, and we could end up with a catastrophe on our hands. like I said, if this was my hoe, I'd just weld a ball on that blade right there and call it. So we'll see how this goes. Alright, so we're pushing this thing through these rocks up here. Hopefully I don't catch one with the tire. Flattening a trailer tire would be a bad deal. That tire I killed on a rock. So we're just gentle push here. Seems to be rolling good. My goal is to get set up in the front and tackle. I've got a 2-foot planter strip on one side and then just a 2-foot border on the other next to the walkway. So I'm going to start with the walkway and see how this goes, to be honest, because I don't have the most confidence in this. I'm confident, but also cautiously pessimistic. Like there could be potential failure, and that, you know, it could be an awesome failure, which would make for you know, pretty good content maybe, but also could make my life here on the job site a little bit tricky. So now I'm going to spin around. You know what, we're doing it different. I'm gonna push it all the way up that hill. Just because, to make it easier to get in. And we'll see how well this thing does. Probably going to clip a rock over there. I'll know if the trailer stops immediately. No, we cleared it. We're in good shape. We're in good shape. Pretty good shape. Okay, so now's where...
Alright, well that seemed to have worked fairly well. We'll just see what we can do here by placing this. I got to get the weed barrier and cut my 2-foot strip, get my wheelbarrow up here. So we'll get started. Maybe I start with the wheelbarrow. I got a little bit to clean out over here. A little bit of this stuff needs to come out. I'll load the wheelbarrow with it probably, and then go from there.
Okay, I got the 3rd load coming up, and it is a bit tricky. This seems to be working, pushing a little bit and pulling, so that's cool. But I am absolutely beating the shit out of my trailer, so we'll see what happens. It's either going to be completely clapped out or broken by the time I'm done. Possibly broken. We'll see. But it is working right now as a gravel box. So that's cool. I'm going to stuff it over there in the gap and then pull it up this little hill. Get it in here like this. And then I do the old, oh geez, the twister. We give it the twist. And then we pull it up the hill. This is definitely Wild West operation here. We are cowboys. See what's going on back there. Anyway, stay tuned. Fourth load. So far so good. It's hard to do this. This is hard to do. But it's working. So we're gonna keep doing it until we can't do it anymore or something breaks. So this bit of redneck engineering Nagger rig job is sort of working. Surprisingly, I've got the migrant worker up there. I brought in a day laborer to help me out, so that's cool. We're just getting going here, getting past the hard, slow, tedious spot that's just a basic 2-foot wide border that I have to almost place mostly by hand. So once we get free of this, it'll be big and wide and I can just scoop and dump and it'll go a lot quicker. It'll be a lot more productive, so that'll be a good thing. We'll see how long this thing holds up. I got a big blowout on my trailer. I'm definitely beating the shit out of the trailer, which was sort of gonna be an expected deal. I sort of expected to kill my trailer on this job, but that's okay. And maybe it won't be killed. Maybe it'll be fine. Who knows? Who knows? All right, so I got a bit of an update here. I have placed a couple of boulders here and there. I've got the chunky running down each side of the entryway walk there, and then a 1-foot outer border, and then the chunky on the inside. What goes in here in the 32 to 36 inch area is a mountain blend gravel for a walking path. So that's where we're at. Let's see if I can do this here. See if I can get a shot of what this looks like. I got this makeshift gravel boat here, this rock box, and it's going to be pretty well done by the time I get finished out here. It's working. It's working. However, that tire I killed on a rock, so I had a spare luckily, but the sideboards are bowed out and there's dents and stuff in it, which is probably normal if you're going to do something like this, but it's really the only way I can get in here with any amount of dirt. I could have ran a skid steer up and down the driveway, I guess, but I wouldn't be able to place it where it needs to go because this is more of a decorative operation here, not so much a heavy, wider area. So this is what I chose to do, and it seems to be working. It's not fast, but it's coming along. So that's pretty cool. I'm gonna go ahead and roll my fabric out, put some paint marks so I have an idea of where my gravel's gonna sit, and then we should be good. So I'll keep at it. I'll check back in when the next calamity happens.